Hey there, this is Real Talk Baseball. I'm Carlos Baseball. With me, as always, it's ErnieOrange, and we have a great show for you guys today. A lot of things happening in baseball, but before we get to that, I want to see how my man Orange is doing over there, man. Everything good over there, dude?
Everything's going well, guys. Thank you for tuning in with our show on Monday night. It's a little rainy night here in SoCal, but we're ready to talk baseball. Spring training's up starting, and there's a lot of action going on already. First week of baseball, and it's exciting. Can't wait for what March has in a hold for us.
Dude, have you seen any games? Have you been into the channel and see any, or
Yeah, but
you're just like,
I've tuned in a
all
couple
right,
games. I've tuned into a
yeah,
couple Dodger and Angel games. Why not?
yeah.
Shohei's pitching tomorrow, so it's a must watch tomorrow. And then Wednesday, we got Yamamoto starting for his first game with the Dodgers. So it's
Dude, so
exciting
it's kind of
times.
exciting. That's why I'm wearing my Dodger, polo and my Dodger hat.
Okay.
Tomorrow is going to be an exciting day for spring training because Shohei is going to be part of that trio. We're going to have Freeman, Betts, and Otani in that lineup. So for the first time, we get to see what that's going to be like. So, but we do have a good show for you guys. Besides that, we are going to talk about Cody Bellinger. He did sign a contract with the Cubs, and we Ernie, you called this one, so I'll give you credit for that one. I didn't call it. I said the Cubs were kind of like, I don't think he should go there. But anyway, whatever it is. So then we have, of course, we talked about the A's, and we've been talking about the A's for a long time. And this time there was a fan fest, and we'll tell you who was involved and who wasn't involved. That was one of the tricky things there. And then we'll talk about trades. There's been a lot of trades going on right now, so it's going to be exciting. And there's, of course, there's some injuries that we're going to give updates to, all here on Real Talk Baseball. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and hit that like and hit that subscribe button. And if you have questions, go ahead and put it on the comment section. We are sponsored by Rival Fantasy. So, Ernie, you've been playing Rival Fantasy, the basketball side of it, because baseball's not part of it yet, right? Have you won anything?
Let's just say that I won a couple bingo cards already, back-to-back nights. It's looking
Nice.
good for me, man. I'm making some money, and I put in $200 and I got an extra 200. Why not? Just using
Well,
the code RealTalkBaseball.
nice, dude. And we do have that code for you guys. You guys don't have to go that far. You can go to the description part of our channel, and it's on there. You just click on it. It's easy. You just put your code in there, you put your money in, and start playing. Not only that, but you could download the app. It's easier to do it that way, and it's easier to play because you have your phone on your hand 24/7. Why not play on it? Make a little couple bucks
Hey,
and
man.
bet with your friends, right?
Exactly. Hey, I'm not just gonna let you guys know why wait a whole full season to play fantasy with your friends when you can just play on a weekly basis or on a daily basis. Yesterday I won $5 just by saying that Giannis Antetokounmpo was gonna score more points than Kevin Durant, and I was like, here we go, and I won $5 just like that. I don't know who I beat, but it was a nice little challenge and an extra little cash that I just got that I was not expecting.
That's nice, dude. And not only that, we're gonna start baseball season soon, so why not do it? Get a little couple money going. I mean, Ernie knows all sports, so he's gonna be winning some money anyway. So, if you guys want to challenge us, we're gonna put it on here, and we're gonna play against whoever's on here on our live. Even if you're not on our live, just send us a message if you want to bet or want to put something on it. Let's do it. All right, let's get started, man. Let's talk about Cody Bellinger back in
Ooh,
Chicago. I mean, the contract was kind of a little weird, right? It was
it
a little
was.
different than what a lot of people expected. You want to go ahead and run those numbers, Ernie?
Well, originally, it looks like Cody Bellinger wanted a 6-year, $200 million contract, and that's why we were waiting such a long time. A lot of teams were not really willing to pay $200 million. That's a lot of money, man.
It is.
So the Cubs and Scott Boras decided 3 years, $80 million, and it's broken down: $30 million for the first year, $30 million for the second, and $20 million for his last season, with the
Yeah.
option of Cody Bellinger being able to opt out any year of that contract. So if for any moment he thinks he should deserve to get more money, he's more than welcome to opt out of that contract. So what do you
Yeah.
think? Is that for me, that was a win-win contract for both sides. Not
So
only does he get more money, he's making $13 million more than last year. That's a huge come up.
It is a huge come up, and you know what's crazy? Like to me, it's just I feel Cody Bellinger has a lot to prove, not
Yes.
only because he had a great year last year, but he didn't have a great year on 2022 or 2021. You know, he was one of those players that were kind of like he was up and then it just went down after the 2020 season. Remember in 2020 season, he did have a dislocated shoulder, which he had surgery for in the off season after the World Series. And in 2021, I believe he batted 160. 2022, he batted, I want to say 240 or around that area. And then bam, 2023, 306. Almost had the same batting average as he did when he won the MVP. So you don't know what you're going to get with Cody Bellinger. That's
Right.
what happened here in that contract. So it is a win-win. He is going to get the 20, right? 20 million. And then next year it's an opt out. He can opt out and go ahead and say, you know what? I batted 300 and something. I proved to you guys that this happened. So, I mean, I think it's a good contract. It's a good contract for both parties, like everybody's saying. So, do you agree with that, or do you think that they kind of lowballed him?
No, I think it was a perfect win for both sides. It's crazy. Happened at 11:30 at night on a Saturday night. I feel like the whole world was asleep when this happened. And I was like, Carlos is not awake to message to let him know this big signing of today. But it's crazy. It's a win-win. Cody Bellinger not only gets to decide his future, and he
Yeah,
gets to prove himself again, right?
yeah,
I know Scott Boras wants the most for this players, and he wants the most, but at this moment, 30 million sounds like a lot of money, especially for a guy that was offered 20 million, a qualifying offer at the end of the season. Not only did he make $10 million more now, he's gonna make another 30 next year, even if he has a terrible year.
yeah.
And if he finds a way, like, you know what, the Cubs are not turning out to be a great place to play for anymore. Hey, I'm out. See you guys later. I don't have to stay here for 10 years, 10
Yeah.
miserable years of the Chicago Cubs
Yeah,
baseball,
that's true. That's true. You know what? One of the things that I kind of like remember, and this is one from the fantasy show, Will always says exit velocity when he swung. And last year was one of the lowest he's ever had, the exit velocity. But I am going to say that he did what he was the second player to have the highest average batting average after two strikes. So he was shortening up his swing. What I mean by that, he was probably choking up and swinging to make contact. He was probably going to the left side a little bit more often than he was pulling the ball. So for Cody Bellinger, having a higher average and exit velocity is a huge thing now because it's part of the game.
Mhm.
And of course, the fantasy part of our show, Will always mentions that exit velocity. But he did have 20 steals this last season. I mean, the bases are bigger, of course, but I mean, it is 20 stolen bases. And he did bat good batting average. He was on base percentage. I think I got it here. Where do I have where is it at? I don't have it. I thought I did. Well, it is up and it's higher than normal. Oh yeah, it's 356. Sorry, 356 on base percentage. So that's something really good. He had a 307 batting average, 97 RBIs, and he had 26 home runs. So if he can do that again this year or a little bit better, he's gonna go ahead and opt out. I feel because there's gonna be teams out there that's
Yeah.
gonna go out there and be like, remember, Juan Soto is going to be a free agent if the Yankees don't sign him. So that could be probably a perfect fit if he doesn't stay in Chicago, of course. So, I mean, I think it's like I said, it's a win-win both
Yes.
parties. So
I-
it's just good thing for him.
right. I just feel like if he has an MVP caliber season, that's the only reason he will opt out of season one. But I definitely see it happening after season two. After season two, making back-to-back 30 minutes, I don't see him wanting to make $10 million less, right?
Yeah,
Especially if he is already making 30, he feels like he's gonna even deserve even more, even if he's making the playoffs with the Cubs or even doing such better than previous years.
true, true. So okay, so now we have one of the top three leaving it going to Chicago, and this is Scott Boras' client. You have the other one. You have Montgomery. You have Snell, and why not? Let's add JD Martinez onto there
Yes.
because remember Henjin Ryu already is going back. He's not gonna stay here in the states and play in MLB. He already signed a contract to go back to the KBO, so he's not here. We did talk about him last show because we were saying like maybe he'll fit somewhere, but after we finished, I think it just came out in the news. He said, "Oh, I'm leaving. I'm
Yeah,
going."
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
the highest paid Korean player out there. He's like, let's
yeah,
finish my career back home.
yeah. That's true. And if you're looking to get him in fantasy baseball, make sure you don't pick him up because he's not going to play here. So it's not a good pickup. But yeah, I think I feel like Scott Boras. So Scott Boras has these three guys already.
Yeah.
What do you think? it's going to happen? Are they going to just have to settle and get similar contracts? Because remember, Blake Snell is kind of one of those pitchers where a lot of people are talking about him. A lot of people are saying he's only going 5 innings, 6 innings, and that's it.
Right.
But nowadays, that's what pitchers do for you. They don't go further than the 7th. They don't go all the way to the 9th. How many complete games did we have last year?
Not many.
So yeah, is this the way that's going to happen with the other 3 players? Do you think this is the start for getting those 3 or 2 year contracts?
Yeah, I think that's the path we're going forward. I don't think the long-term contracts is not a thing anymore. The Angels are in the market for pitching, right? And Montgomery and Snell has been linked to them this whole offseason. But I think Artie Moreno's not willing to spend that big contract anymore. He's learned his lesson. He's had really bad contracts over the past couple decades. He's missed out on C.J. Wilson, Albert Pujols, the Josh Hamilton contracts. It just has not worked out with him, and cannot mention Rendon without saying that's another failure of contract, right?
Yeah.
But when you talk to Snell and Montgomery, they obviously want the longer contract. But I think going forward, the 3-year, 4-year ranges we're going to have going forward. Now you're going to have to pay these players $40 million. I think Snell's going to deserve it. He is the Cy Young. Now you're just going to pay 3 years, $120 million. That's just about it. Instead of paying that 200 plus. You're going to be paying that 3 year to $120 million to get a pitcher like that.
So I feel like the Cy Young, he's won it in 2 leagues. He won it in the American League and the National League, and they still hasn't signed. Is this a way of MLB telling Scott Boras, like, look, dude, we're not going to give you this much money for your players anymore. You're always going over and beyond like how much we have to pay these guys. And I look, before this year, I didn't know about Montgomery. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know about him. If he didn't make it to the World Series, I would have not known about him at all. Right. And I think that's a lot of baseball fans would agree. A lot of baseball fans would agree that they don't.
He struggled in the past.
Yeah,
he really did.
Yeah. And you mentioned that the Yankees had something to say about him, right? Like he was with the Yankees and that he was never going to amount to become a playoff type pitcher. Right. And he proved them wrong. They won the World Series last year. But like I said, I don't remember him past this year. So if he's looking for a huge contract, who's going to give it to him? I really don't know. The Texas Rangers are not even tied up to his name right now. I don't know who's offered him anything. I know JD Martinez said to the Giants, I don't want to go play over there. You heard about that?
Million. Yeah, he turned down $14 million. His contract last year with the Dodgers was a 1 year, $13 million. They just basically offered $1 million more, and he said, no, thank you. I'm ready to get more money. He did hit 33 home runs for the Dodgers last year, and he's a designated hitter out there that still has some pop in him. So just when you thought JD Martinez was going downhill, JD Martinez picked it right back up, and he showed why he's still one of the top DHs out in the league.
Dude, and you said you want him in the Angels, right? You think he will sign with them?
Man, I don't know, but I really hope so. Just give me JD Martinez and one of those top pitchers, and I'm all good for this offseason, man. Hey, the Angels are looking kind of nice, man. We have a lot of bounce back players trying to make a comeback. You got Miguel Sano trying to make a comeback, lost over 50 pounds. Hunter Dozier today hit a 3-run bomb, rocking the number 17. Looking like, sorry, Shohei, I took your number. I'm ready to take over your footsteps and be the next guy. So, we'll see what happens, man. But times are fun. Baseball's coming, and yeah, man, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the Angels. I know it's a different time. We don't have Shohei anymore, but I'm excited to see the young core play, and I'm ready to see them grow and develop and turn out to superstars.
Yeah, true. Well, we do have some messages here. I kind of ran them up. It was a perfect contract for both parties, and we're talking about the Bellinger signing. So then, he needs to go to the AL. I'm thinking about JD Martinez. Is that what it is? So, yeah, dude, it's one of those things where if JD Martinez chooses the right team, I think he's going to get the right contract. So then I'm just kind of like, okay, if it happens, that'll be great. If it doesn't, and he goes to a team where he's going to get probably 20 mil, I feel like he's just going to go there and, not even trying to make, the playoffs. But we'll just see. And we just have to wait and see. It's already spring training, and some other players are not reporting the camp yet because they have no team. Scott Boras is kind of holding them a little bit hostage, but that's another topic for another day because we already talked about Scott Boras all this time. And
man,
right.
been
All
a
right, let's.
disappointing season. It's been one of those weird off season, guys. It's just
Yeah,
we've been waiting for action. We're approaching March, and these top tier players are still in the market, and it's just like, what is
yeah,
going on?
true, true. All right, so a lot of people didn't know that the Oakland A's, and I don't even know if it's the Oakland A's. I think it's the city of Oakland held a
Yes.
fan fest for the Oakland A's, and they hadn't had a fan fest since 2019. The
Wow.
mayor of Oakland decided to be like, okay, let's go ahead and make our own fan fest, and we'll try to sell, all these things for the A's, and we'll try to show our spirit with our sell to team. And they had ex players out there, they had beer, they had bands, they had food, and it looked pretty fun. It looked pretty fun. But you go to the website and you go to the social media, and the comments are blocked. You
Yes.
can't even comment on them, and you can't even see that they were even trying to be participating in this fan fest. So that sucked, right?
Dude, it looked really bad on the Ace part and the ownership. John Fisher, please, if you're hearing me, sell the team like every other MLB fan wants from you. It's time just to let it go, man. It's just everybody wants the Ace to stay in Oakland. It's just who they are, right?
Yeah,
And we don't
yeah,
want them moving to Las Vegas. If you do want a Vegas team, that's great. Buy another team, build it there. But for Oakland A's, and Jack London Square was popping this weekend and had over tens and thousands of people celebrating. John Fisher for the past 4 years has not even had anything for the fans. This year, knowing that it was going to be the last season in Oakland, he could have made a way of selling more tickets, right? Like, let's
yeah.
make it the best season ever here in Oakland to, commemorate the last players that ever played here in this team. No, this guy's just like, forget this. We're just going to move on to Vegas next year, and that's it. And they're not even going to Vegas. That's the worst part. They're going to Sacramento, and
They're
they're
going
going
to
to play in a
Sacramento.
minor league stadium for the next couple of years before the new stadium gets built.
Yeah,
Man, it looks bad. Coco Chris was out there. He was saying a lot of comments out there how they should stay in Oakland. And it's just kind of sad to me that Rob Manfred and the MLBPA doesn't speak up and they don't do anything about this and try to push back and, find a way to convince him to John Fisher needs to sell this team. You know what I mean? Because at this point, there's more people wanting them to stay than actually wanting them to leave.
that's true. And it's crazy that they had 10,000 plus people at this event, and the A's were averaging 10,000 fans a game, I believe. It
Yeah,
looked a
man.
lot less. When I saw that, I'm like, no, I think it's a lot less. I think they're averaging the fans between 2023 and 2019, I think, because there was no fans at all last year in Oakland, I feel.
Right. They're trying to prove
And
a point. They try to
yeah,
prove a point.
so it's not the fans that are not going. It's just the I guess the owner is not doing anything for them to be happy about and go to the stadium. I don't know if this was a plan from the get go for them to do this. So the mayor decided to be like, you know what? No, we want the A's here. We want them here because this is where they've been for the past 57 years, and
Yes.
because they've been there 57 years, of course you grow and you learn to see the games even if you're not interested. I remember when I was a kid, my dad and my brother will put the Dodger game and they will cut my cartoon time, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I want to watch cartoons. I don't want to watch the game. That's the same thing that happened in Oakland. Everybody,
I,
watched the game. Everybody knows about the green jerseys, the green hat, yellow brim. It's a thing that they have out there, and
sure.
they're gonna take it away. They're gonna
And
take it away.
people are prideful to be from Oakland, Carlos. It's like
Yeah.
Oakland is like a special city to them. If you guys are known for Raider fans, look how many Oakland fans are still out there, man. They know to love their city, and it's sad that they're seeing the Ace possibly leaving it by the end of the season.
Yeah. You know what? The stadium is falling apart, and I know that's a huge thing. They are trying to get another stadium for them, and the best thing for them is trying to move to Vegas and have some other state take care of the stadium to build it for them. I I mean, I'm not an A's fan. I could only imagine because the Dodgers did move from Brooklyn, and I remember like seeing little videotapes and how people started hating on the Dodgers once they lost their team. They came
Right.
out here out west. They came with the Giants too, and it
And
was
people
just one
stop
of those things.
supporting.
Exactly. It took a while for that fan base to build up. Chavez Ravine has his history as well. Like, there's a lot of things in that section that happened before the stadium was built. So it took a while for Los Angeles to, kind of fall in love with the team, and
Yeah.
a lot of still a lot of people hate on the Dodgers, like because of what happened there. Same in San Francisco. It took a while for them to build that fan base out there, but they decided to bring baseball to the West, and they had to do it that way. But right now, it just seems that we're in modern time. There's ways to like fix this. There's ways for the A's to stay in Oakland. You said this is going to be the fourth city they're going to. It
Yes.
sucks. It sucks, man.
And
It really
we're
sucks
trying
for
to
them.
we're really trying to grow the game of baseball, right? After like years, I feel like our game has been America's pastime, but it feels like NFL and NBA has taken over. And if you really want to continue to grow the game, you're gonna a lot of Oakland A's fans have said that they will stop supporting baseball for this reason. They
Yeah,
said we're not gonna watch anymore. We've been supporting since 1968 here in Oakland, and I'm no longer gonna watch baseball if my team decides to move to another state. And
yeah,
it's kind of unfortunate because it's a game that we want to continue to grow, and Rob Manfred's not stepping in to like, you know what, let's just make it happen. Find a way to build them another stadium. Hey, how about we keep them in Sacramento for 2 years, and build that new stadium in Oakland in the meanwhile.
yeah,
That would be
yeah.
another thing.
That'll be something cool, and that'll be they don't have to change uniforms. Like, remember I told you I like that green jersey that they have, and you know what? That the green jersey I'm talking to you about is the one from Moneyball. Is that green jersey? So like, I wouldn't mind having it, and I think a lot of people from LA, because in the '80s, they were the big time Oakland A's. They were the
Dude,
Bash Brothers out there, early '90s. So
they're a scary
the Oakland,
team.
yeah, it was a scary team. So I remember like very like lightly, but I do remember the A's being the top, them and the Reds being one of the top baseball teams. So
Yeah, man. You see Dennis Eckersley's mustache, man. Good luck trying to face that guy in the ninth inning.
yeah, Dennis. Oh, you know what, Dennis? I saw a thing on it. Dennis Eckersley, man, he had a pretty rough, major league stint.
Really?
Only because, so outside, not in baseball, like outside his like life, we'll go.
Okay,
We'll do a did you know on him. But yeah, dude, it's pretty crazy, and I think we'll do a did you know on that one.
for sure, for
For next
sure.
show, of course, because I feel like we're
Ah,
talking a lot of A's here. So let's
it is.
continue with the show. So if you didn't know, and I'm pretty sure you already did,
Ah,
Kike Hernandez is with the Dodgers, and a lot of people are excited and happy.
woo,
And I think it's a good move for the Dodgers, but
it really
I
is.
feel like they're losing money on this. And
Uh,
today on Twitter, he just went off and he just said, first to break news, So he did say, sources say I'm back.
oh,
And before he posted that on X, he did say Dear LA, and a lot of people were speculating because there's been news before this that he was choosing four teams, and there were the Anaheim Angels. You're talking about the Padres, and I believe it was, I don't know if it was the Diamondbacks, and there was one more team out east, and there was no mention of the Dodgers. And then when
oh,
he sent this post 2 hours before the Dear LA, and then everybody was saying, okay, well, he's leaving. And then 2 hours, I guess this is what he put. He said that he's back. A lot of people are excited, and why not? He is a good guy, dude. He's a good guy, clubhouse guy to having your, for your team, and he's a funny guy. He's gonna get paid $4 million for 1 year. They let go of Margot, of course. They traded him away so this can happen. They got one prospect back, but they're sending $6 million to the Twins, and are they saving money this way? I believe so, right?
I don't know, man. I'm not sure. Then what was the point of trading for Margot? I know it was a salary dump from the Rays, giving him away with the Tyler Gasnell trade, but I don't know. I know Kike's a fan favorite, and everybody loves him. Like Heriberto says, Kike is great. He's a utility man, perfect for the Dodgers. He can play any position. He could even pitch for all you want. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be a lot of blowouts this year, so you may need that utility man like Kike to start throwing that ninth inning, you know, jam for the Dodgers. But at this point, I think the Dodgers did lose money here, man. They pay Kike $4 million. You're paying Margot $6 million to not even be in your team,
Yeah,
and you
and you get a
also have to
prospect.
do it. And you also have to get a contract extension for Glasnow and pay him up to $25 million this year. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I just don't. I feel like the Dodgers don't really care. They're just really trying to win money, win the championship. And with Shohei deferring all his contract, you got money to spend, man.
true. And look, this is crazy, dude. This is what I'm gonna mention, and a lot of people don't feel this way, but they have a good chemistry in that lineup right now. You bring in Kike, you bring in the jokester because that's what he is. That's why a lot of people like him. He's a banana guy. He loves to play in the team that has a lot, of people on around there. So when Kike signed today, I think a lot of people are like, oh, cool, we get to have this guy again, the jokester, and that's just gonna live. He won the 2020 World Series. He was there in 2017 when they got all the way to the World Series, 2018, 19, and then he left after the 2020 season. And he's loved by a lot of LA Dodger fans out here. So why not have him out here? It's fun. It's gonna be amazing to see him. I think Ryan, you asked you asked us that question. I believe you asked me, and I said I don't think they have room for him. There you go. You called it. You did say they were gonna try to get him, and they got rid of Margot so they can get him
Yeah,
in.
man.
So
I saw Margot today. I saw the highlights of Margot in the Dodger uniform. It just did not look right. His time with the Dodgers was short, and honestly, to me, he looked a bit overweight in the Dodgers uniform, and he just didn't fit in, man. That outfit was too crowded for him. I don't think he was going to get no playing time with having Teoscar Hernandez signing. Got James Outman, a young guy, and then Jason Hayward. Sorry,
Jason Hayward. Yeah. So I'm
so
gonna go ahead and put this out here. Have you ever been to Europe and experienced a football game?
yes,
Because it's
football.
football. It's not football, the American football. I know we call it soccer out here, I guess, and basketball stadiums there. So I imagine Europe because I seen the chants, I seen how crazy they go, and that's amazing to me because I feel like that's the
Yes,
way the stadium should be. Like I think they should be rocking out, making chants, doing whatever it can to distract the visitor. But at the end of the day, the visitors needs to feel like they're no one wants them there, and
yes.
that's reality.
You stand no
So
chance of being there.
yeah, I've never been to Europe. I
I
want to
haven't
go to
either.
Europe. I
That's on
would
the
love
bucket
to
list.
experience that. I would love to experience that for sure
So
because that's
today,
that's uh-huh.
So
Go
today
for
I
it.
was talking to my partner, my girl, and I was telling her if you go to Europe this year, I want to go to two football games this year. I said
Yeah.
I don't care what part of Europe we go to, but I want to experience a couple stadiums. And just today I was watching soccer. I was able to watch Roma Serie A today, and I was watching the Premier League, watching West Ham. So
Yeah.
whoever responded today, yes, I was watching football today on a Monday morning.
Monday
Pretty good.
morning. It must have been what time would have been over there? Like Monday night? It was
Yeah,
this morning? Yeah.
it
Ah,
was
okay.
12 p.m. here, and it's probably like 8 o'clock over there.
Dude, that was a great question. If you like our content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like the video. I mean, we really appreciate it. We are on Spotify and on Apple as well.
Yes.
That's why we can't, say so much or put a lot of videos because we are on that platform as well. And if you put pictures, people are going to be like, what are you talking about?
That is true, man. It was a
Yeah.
trip knowing that we're an Apple Podcast. I was like, wait. So, so wherever you may be listening, we are on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and on YouTube. It's awesome to see that we're on different platforms and you could hear us at anywhere you want to check us out.
And we do appreciate these comments because I love when we have comments because that kind of gives us more topics to talk about. And if you don't disagree with what we're saying, put it on here. We love that. We love that. Los Angeles looks insane. I'm pretty sure they imagine if they look insane on TV, going to those stadiums. I'm pretty sure they're gonna look even better,
You know,
experiencing all
the,
that.
the only stadium that's nearby here that's been kind of similar to European games is LAFC. It's an
Mm.
experience you must check out, Carlos. It's pretty cool. They have their band in the corner and they're pretty loud. And the whole
Are they?
stadium, they're knocking, man. They're rocking out the whole game and they don't stop chanting. They try to keep that European mentality the whole game. It's pretty cool.
That's cool, dude. I do see them on TV. I've always seen because I've been to the Galaxies game and I feel like they always try to tone it down with them and tell them you can't do this, you can't do that. But I do see the LAFC. They have smoke. They got everything
Yeah,
going, and it's like, and it's all black, and it's that's just scary, dude. Black and gold. It's just like wow,
it's
that's
pretty
pretty
dope,
cool.
man. Yeah,
Yeah, I bet.
and then to answer a question that we have here, yes, definitely the MLS has become way more popular. It's growing, and we tend to get a lot of European players that come to retire and play their last season here. So that's also great. Got Garrett Bale, and especially with the signing of Lionel Messi coming to Inter Miami. Sorry, is it Inter Miami? Yes, Inter Miami.
Yeah,
It's growing
yeah.
the game even more. LA Galaxy faced them yesterday, and it was crazy packed here in the Carson Stadium, which is called StubHub Center now, or
Stuff
I'm
up.
not sure what it's
Stuff up.
called now, but it's Dignity Health Park now.
Oh, it's Dignity Health. Dignity Health. I said it. Okay, there you go.
Yes, yes.
It's because LAFC got this crazy Hispanic. That's why they're so rowdy. Is that what you're saying?
Oh man,
You
sorry
go to
guys.
Dodger Stadium. that's pretty much what happens too. You have all these rowdy fans out there. The higher the seats, the rowdier it gets.
Oh, trust me. Once you get that top deck level, man, it's popping up in there in Dodger Stadium.
Yeah. All right, so we got some injury reports too that we need to go ahead and talk about because we are, the update and MLB news. We didn't talk about Kodai Senga. He got diagnosed with posterior capsule strain in the right shoulder. So he's going to be out for a little bit until late April, early May. And it looks like he got, I don't know if it was a cortisone shot or what it was on his shoulder that they gave him,
Yes.
right? So that's just going to put him in the sideline. That's going to, he's not going to have any spring training. So don't expect him to pitch until probably late May if he comes late April. He needs to get that routine going. So,
Yeah.
right? It's not where he's throwing. He's at a throwing program right now.
He's not. He looks like he
He's
had a
not.
dead arm, and
Yeah.
that's where they found out with the MRI that he had this issue with the shoulder. It's not looking good for the Mets, and Senga was their top pitcher going into the season, and he had posted a 12-7 record last year, pitched a 2.98 ERA, and looked like he was having a promising season going into 2024. But now
Yeah.
with this injury, it's kind of unfortunate. Now you ask the question, what are the Mets going to really do going forward? Because now their projected opening day starter is Jose Quintana. And if you look at that, you're like, no, thank you. I'm not going with that. And then they add some couple pieces. I know they added Sean Manaea
Yeah.
and I think another veteran pitcher presence. I can't think of him on top of my head right now, but it's not somebody out there that you could think of, wow, So it's unfortunate because the Mets need pitching after having Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer. It's kind of bad, man. And I don't know what the Mets gonna do, but they definitely need to go for pitching. And the David Stearns, their baseball operations guy, just said, I don't think we're gonna sign anybody. We're just gonna go with the guys we have. And it looks like his replacement is gonna be Tyler Megill. And he's just an up and coming pitcher, but he's definitely not no top pitcher, out there yet.
Yeah, and then the other one that got injured, and everybody knows about him, Kyle Bradish. So he's rehabbing VCL sprain. He had an injection, and I'm gonna go ahead a platelet-rich plasma injection. So he has no timetable. He has no, I guess, return date or anything like that. And that's where we kind of feel like that Corbin Burns trade happened because this guy went down. If you're playing fantasy baseball, I know Will has talked about it and everything in his show, which I strongly suggest you guys listen to what he has to say. He has Chavi on there sometimes, and he has Kefmo, which have good experience with fantasy baseball. If you guys really want to listen or put the question mark on there and be like, hey, I have questions about Kyle Bradish or whoever, is injured. When are they going to come back? Is that a good pick for me in my draft? And I suggest you guys go listen to that show. It's on Thursday, and go ahead and hit send the message on Instagram, on email, everything. We have the platform here. I'll go ahead and put it now. You can go ahead and hit that code, and you can see our platforms from there. So, dude, with that happening, do you think that even Snell or the Mets are thinking about Snell at all?
No, it's just the way David Stearns put it. He's like, I'm not spending it in any big pitcher. Looks like Mike Clevenger is still available, and Michael Lorenzen. It's a couple pitchers that you could get them for pretty cheap price, and even then, they haven't put a foot forward to even make some connections to even talk to their agents. So it's kind of, I don't know what they're doing, man. I know they're trying to save money. That's what their whole thing was about, and that's why I think Pete Alonso's not going to stay next year.
Oh, you don't think he's going to stay? Where do you think it's going to go?
Let's see how all this season plays out, but I don't see him staying with the Mets.
You know what I heard? You want me to tell you what I heard? I heard that so Juan Soto's with the Yankees, Pete Alonso's with the Mets, that they're going to do a switch.
What?
That the Mets are going to give him a big contract that he can't say no to, and he's going to come to the Mets. And we're talking about Juan Soto, and then the same thing's going to happen to Pete Alonso. The Yankees going to offer him something to play first base. So. We would have to wait. We're at the start of the season, and we're talking about end stuff. I don't think we should even do that. It's not fair because we haven't even got a first game. So we're only spring training, and we're already talking about that. But great question, guys. I appreciate all this stuff, talking about stadiums and stuff like that. We really love that sort of stuff. We really love any sport really, but it is a fantasy. Oh, no, not fantasy, but it is a baseball network. We do have the fantasy, like I said, on Thursdays. So, if you have any more questions, go ahead and put them on here because that's what makes
Sorry,
the show real.
it
Yeah,
looks
go
like
for it.
Roberto asked us a questions about the jerseys.
Okay.
Yeah, they're terrible. Sorry, don't buy it.
Oh, there we go. Hold on.
Let's
Where's it
wait
at?
till Fanatics. We gotta wait till Fanatics fixes the problem, man, because it's definitely not worth the price. And the lettering stitching in the back of the jersey does not look great. And we saw some images last week that were kind of embarrassing. There was a see-through pants, and we just saw things we're not supposed to see. It's not kid friendly. Let's just put it that way. And yeah, man, MLB do better. I
Yeah,
can't
do
believe this
better
is
on
the
that.
I can't believe this is the main topic in spring training. Freaking jerseys.
The
You
jerseys.
know,
You notice how everybody's wearing the color jerseys? They're not wearing the white jersey.
for
Did
the
you
same
notice that?
reason.
Right? I've seen all their teams are wearing the color jerseys. They're not wearing the white color because they're like super see through and the pants. Are you kidding me? We saw some pictures and you were like, I don't think we should put that on the show. So I did not upload the pictures, but they're out there, you guys. If you want to see, some manly things out there, go ahead and do that. So you can do that. Angel, how's it going, dude? Everything good over here, man? Thanks for joining in and liking the video. Ask if you have any more questions, go ahead and do it, man. But yeah, the jerseys. I was kind of like I debating on getting a new jersey. Otani's here in LA now, so I would like to have an Otani jersey. But do I want to spend so much money on something that's not? It's not like for me. It's not
Yeah.
something that's
I'll just
like
keep my Otani jersey from last year with the Angels.
yeah. R-rated, from this year, yes, and you need to be really cautious to when you go to the baseball stadium and see these players. You need to kind of, I don't know if you sit all the way up there, you won't see anything, so that's pretty cool. But if you do sit up there in the stadium, you are going to experience rowdier fans.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, we'll leave that there, man. I do want to talk about another thing, and we were talking about the Yankees with Soto, so let's drift it a little bit to the pitchers. The
Ooh.
Yankees are looking at Dylan Cease, and this is one of the things where they prefer Dylan Cease over Snell.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and why is that? Why is that? Is
Well, it
it
looks like
cheaper for them?
yes. With Blake Snell coming off a Cy Young year and Scott Boras being his agent, he's asking definitely over 200 million. The Yankees have already offered 6 years, 150 million dollars, and it seems like they rejected it. And with Dylan Cease right now, you could just trade a top prospect and you'll get Dylan Cease for next year for an $8 million contract. Such a way cheaper contract. Dylan Cease is way younger, has more of a promising future going forward, and you would just have to have some extension talks at the end of the season. But the problem is that the White Sox just don't want anybody. They want one of their most top prospects in the Yankees minor league system. His name
Man,
is Spencer Jones. Looks like Aaron Judge 2.0.
are you serious?
Dude, this guy's a monster. Huge. He hit a 470-foot home run just in spring training a couple days ago. And I was like, man, if you have this guy, Spencer Jones, Jason Dominguez, the Martian, and Aaron Judge in that backfield and outfield, man, that's a scary team for the next 10 years, Carlos.
And
So
what if
I
they
don't know.
sign Juan Soto? That's
Oh,
just going to be a beast team on itself. Like, well, would you make the trade? Would you do it?
man, after what I just saw enough to say, don't do it. That prospect's worth it. But maybe maybe it's just spring training, man. Maybe I just got too excited and I was like, don't do it. But for a guy like Spencer Jones that looks huge, I want to say this guy is 6'5", Carlos.
Six
Let
five.
me let me find that out for you real quick.
Dang. I,
But
I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them. So it's not the first I've heard of them, but I just haven't seen them on TV. I haven't seen them bat.
so
I
he's
could
six
only
six, six
damn,
six, 235 pounds.
damn. So that plate looks small as hell already with a 6'6" guy coming into that plate, stepping in there, getting a 36-inch bat, 37-inch bat. Like, where are you going to put the ball? You're going to have to walk this guy, or you're going to have to blow it by him. You better have the greatest stuff when you face big, tall guys. Like I feel.
Okay, so what do you do it knowing that the Orioles already kind of started off with a couple injuries, and the Red Sox are not doing anything, and then the Blue Jays are just the Blue Jays, and then the Rays don't like to spend money.
Okay, so if I'm the Yankees, I haven't won anything since 2009. The Yankees
Okay.
are known to win every year. And what happened this year? They did not get Yamamoto and they did not get Otani. That kind of set them back. Remember, I said earlier in the other shows that Los Angeles became the biggest brand in baseball right now. So if the Yankees want to get back to that form again, I would say, are you going to put all your chips on this kid, or are you going to just go for the championship now? Because, like I said, they're not known to not win championships. Like, it doesn't take forever for them to win championships. Every
Yeah.
20 years, they're winning one. I feel like it's getting there again to where they're going to get to the 20-year mark, and they haven't won anything. So, would I make it? Yes, I would. I would. If I
Oof.
was a general manager, I would trade him, but I would try to get someone else for him too. I wouldn't just go ahead and get Dylan Cease. I still need someone else to probably stay if Juan Soto leaves, and I have someone to put out there because, I mean, Juan Soto wants big money, dude, and I think that big money the Yankees are not going to give to him. And
I don't think so.
I don't think so, dude. Like, I mean, I could be wrong. I've been wrong all this time. I've been wrong a lot of times now. So I just feel like the Yankees, they got their man, but they could have been negotiating right now. They could have been like in saying, you know what, before the season starts, let's give you your contract. You're a Yankee for life. You're going to stay here. We want you here, and it's not happening. I don't hear
Sure.
any commotion on that. And it has been even with Aaron Judge. They didn't make it to where he felt comfortable enough to stay with the Yankees. Remember, he went to San Francisco. He chopped around a little bit, and he was like, you know what? I need to kind of see what they can offer. And for a player, when they do that, they go because the team that they were playing for is not, putting that contract on the table. So I think Juan
Yeah,
Soto
man.
wants a lot more money than anything anybody thinks. I think
That's
he's
a
going to
lot of
go
money
over
too.
I think he's going to go over to 500. To be honest,
I don't know
and
who's gonna
someone's
give
going
him
to
that.
give it to him. Someone's going to
The
give it
Mets,
to him.
like you
You
said, the
think
Mets have the
the
money.
Mets? The Mets
Steve
got the money,
Cohen.
dude. Well, the question you asked me, like, do you think the Yankees should do this?
Oof. I mean, the way he looks in the pinstripes, the way he bats with them, it looks like he still got it. Not the same Juan Soto we saw once he came up in the league, but man, he's still a special talent, and it's hard to say.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be hard to pay Judge, Garrett Cole, and Soto, and then try to build your roster around them.
It is. It is going to be hard, and that's why I'm telling you. Like, if I haven't seen anything on the table from the Yankees to Soto, or
You're
maybe
right.
there has been. Maybe there has been.
They
So
should have paid him by now, right? They would have
they
already
should
talked
have.
about contract extensions. Don't need to wait any longer. If you pay now, you pay cheaper.
Yeah. And you're looking at history. When you're looking at history, and we're talking about contracts, and I think the last one was that I remember was Mookie Betts got traded, and then they offered him that contract right away. It wasn't a trade where, we'll wait to the end of the season where we're at. No, you trade for this guy because you feel like this is going to be a core guy for your team. So let's offer him something right now, and then get it done. Let's get this done so we can have this core together and keep going. This is the third team he's played for already, and he's what, 25, 26, or he probably even younger.
25.
He's young, 25. He's still young, dude. He
Yeah.
still haven't hit man strength. He still hasn't hit where he's supposed to be at, dude. So it's
Sure
kind
about
of
that?
crazy. Yeah. Well, hey, what, you think he's older? You think he's older?
He looks way older.
Yeah, he does look older. He looks a lot more mature than some 25 years old. Like, he's big, dude. He's a big kid. He's a
Okay.
huge kid. So yeah, man, I don't know, man. I just feel like the Yankees would have offered something for him. So
You're
they
right.
didn't, and we'll have to wait and see. That's it to the end of the season. Again,
Yeah,
we
man.
haven't even started this season, and we already want to get to the end. Hopefully, it doesn't get here that fast. So we have another one right here. Another question. Sorry. So thoughts on the prospect. You're talking about the catcher, right? Um,
Ethan Salas.
Ethan Salas. Like, have you seen him on spring training? I saw him
He got
bat.
he got a base hit. If it's not yesterday or today, I saw highlights of him getting already his first hit on the spring training. It looks nice. Looks like he has every tool in the toolbox to be the next top hit catcher in the
Yeah,
MLB.
yeah,
Now, will he be playing this year? I'm not sure. I think that he's a little too young. I do see him being here for the 2025 season. And for Jackson Holiday, that kid's gonna make the roster. He's ready to go and looks talented, and his dad played in the league, and you know what you're gonna get from a
yeah.
Holiday.
Yeah, and that's crazy that you talk about another Holiday, and he's a shortstop, and the Orioles. Like, the Orioles organization had great drafts.
Ooh,
and this
they
team is
killed
going to
it.
be here for a while. And if they don't win a World Series, like I feel like I don't know. I because they have good prospects. I just feel like they can win the World Series. I'm not saying they should because none of these players are proven, right? They've just been together. They've been playing together. They had a good record last year. Now this is the third year that they're going to be together. Of course, Jackson's going to be the new addition to that team. But man, this young team adding Corbin Burns to the starting rotation is just going to be exciting to see. The East has something to worry about, and that's what we're talking about: the Yankees and Snell and Montgomery and all these, free potential free agents going there. But
Yeah,
yeah, Dylan Cease and Dylan Cease is not just looked at by the Yankees. There's other teams that want him too. It's just the White Sox want too much for him. They're
yeah.
kind of not letting them go just for anything. But I just kind of want to see more news, dude. Like on baseball, I feel like it's kind of quiet. It's been
Yeah,
really quiet. It's
for
been
the
really
past
quiet.
2 months has been quiet. After the
Yeah,
Otani signing and Yamamoto, there has been not much.
not much.
And we're kind of been here waiting every Monday to hope to bring you the most up to best news, but we only get put the most we could get.
I know we can't speak on a lot of things because that's not happening. But
But
like
talking
I
about
said,
the AOEs, I want to bring something up.
yeah,
The Red Sox. What the hell are the Red Sox doing? You brought Theo Epstein into the mix, and you're not making any moves. You traded Chris Sale away, and you bring a young infielder like a Bon Grissom, supposed to be a top prospect, but hasn't panned out yet for the Braves. So now he's coming into the mix. You signed Lucas Giolito, that had kind of a rough season last year. So I don't know what they're doing. And that's what we have. Rafael Devers looking kind of upset. And I don't know. This is not the Boston way.
well, when Theo Epstein went to Chicago, he kind of got rid of a little bit players here and there, and then not till the second or third year he started adding pieces to that championship team. It
Mhm.
wasn't from the get go. It didn't happen overnight. So maybe he's coming back, and of course he's not the general manager. He's going to be in the front office, but he's probably telling them like, look, this is the way we need to do things around here. We need to kind of shed a little bit of salaries, and of course go through our season, but they're doing little things here and there, and I think by next year, I think they're going to have a little bit more stronger team. I think this year is not it's not panning out well for them. The way, or maybe they're just doing it that way by design. I know
Yeah.
Rafael Devers came out saying that he would like someone there. He would want to compete. He would want to be one of the tops in the East. Who knows? Sometimes the younger players don't perform in minor leagues, and when they get to the major leagues, they perform well, really well.
Yeah. And
Sometimes.
they have a very young corp of players like Tristan Casas and Jaron Duran. Don't get me wrong, they still have some nice pieces, but I think after they saw Otani Yamamoto go to the Dodgers, like, why waste our money if we're not going to win the World Series this year?
Is that what it is?
I don't know. Is it? Or they're just like, let's just build our team and maybe in a couple of years we'll have the team to compete.
I just feel a lot of teams worry about what the Dodgers are doing.
Yeah.
Honestly, and that happens a lot out here in the West. A lot of teams are like, "Oh yeah, we can compete with the Dodgers." That shouldn't be your main focus. Your main focus should be, "I'm gonna try to win the World Series." That's the main goal. When I hear like the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Rockies, I don't know. The Rockies have a long way to go,
Dude, they made
right?
no moves.
Yeah, no moves. So then you have the Padres, the same thing. You have the Giants, the same thing. But the Giants are making noise. They are bringing the team,
Yeah.
together. So I just feel like they are making those little sneaky moves with these players that are good enough to beat the Dodgers. And then you have other teams that are not doing anything, and that's the problem. They're focused too much on the Dodgers, which they shouldn't. But when you have a lot of big news and a lot of players, about big time players going to the Dodgers, of course they're going to talk about them, right? But if it gets to a point where the Dodgers don't win this year, I don't feel like it's gonna. And I think I already said it in other shows. You still got 9 more years after that to win the World Series, right? So, like, and talking about the Dodgers right now, you know what? Bueller. We were saying that Bueller is ready for opening day. Opening day, he's not ready yet. He
It's
didn't
not
even
ready.
complete his rehab assignment last year. That's why he stopped. I guess what the
Ooh.
Dodgers thought is that he had finished his rehab, and they kind of shut him down. And they're like, you know what? We're just going to start next year. No, they stopped his rehab, and he just didn't finish. So Roberts was kind of surprised that didn't happen, and he's just starting this year to throw off the mound and do all these things that he was supposed to. They don't have a timetable to when he's going to start or if he's going to have a start in spring training. They just want to get him ready and up to speed and get his velocity back and all that stuff. From what I'm hearing right now, he is a good candidate to be back around, they say April, early May, if
Okay.
everything it pans out, because he hasn't had any setbacks, which a lot of people say he did, but I didn't see anything like that. It's just he didn't finish his rehab assignment, and
Okay.
that's all they're worrying about right now. But yeah, that's
The Dodgers pitching is still, even though it's strong with Yamamoto and adding Paxton in the mix and Glass now, it's still guys that have dealt with some injuries. I know Yamamoto, we don't know who to expect out of him.
yeah.
It looks like he has some nasty stuff out there, but until you put it into the major league level, we'll see how it all plays out.
True. We have another
Yeah.
one, Angel. If the Dodgers don't win, they need to get rid of
Oh,
Roberts, and he is in the hot seat, dude. We were just talking about that. If he doesn't win, for sure he's getting fired. But who's out there? Who's going to be out there? Who's out there in reality? Who's out there that can come and coach the Dodgers? I mean, right? I don't know. I don't know.
Gabe Kapler. Nah, I'm joking.
Gabe Kapler is walking around everywhere, getting a tan. I don't know. I saw
think
him
he's
on TikTok.
working. He's part of a team. I can't think of who, but I know he's part of a team system right now.
Is he?
Yeah.
As long as they don't bring Don Manley, he's with the Blue Jays right now. As long as they don't bring him or Joe Torre. You know what? One person I do see, and you know him very well, Ernie. He won the 2002 World Series with you guys. Is Mike Scioscia. And I've always loved how he coached because I just like the lineup he put out there every night, where he had a leadoff hitter in the ninth spot all the time. That's just like guaranteeing you someone being on base if you're batting ninth, and then you have your 1, 2, 3 going again. So I do see that, but I'm not trying to be against Roberts. I'm one of the guys that like to pull for Roberts. I like Roberts. I kind of like wish that a lot of people will kind of not throw shade at the guy, because I feel like he's one of those guys that pumps the team up. Of course, when it gets to the playoffs, it's different. I wish it would have been he would win more games, but it is baseball. Baseball can go either way. A bounce can go either way. So if you know the game of baseball, you know that it's not always going to go your way. And for Roberts, unfortunately, he takes a lot of heat for it. You know who makes all those moves? You know who makes them go out there and change pitchers? The upper office, like the upper management. They're the ones that do it. Yeah, analytics play a lot of part in this. And bring Dusty Baker. He's with the Giants right now, dude. He's working in the front office. So I don't think he'll leave the Giants. I think he has love for the Giants now. He's a Giants. He's not a Dodger anymore. I don't think. Yeah. We don't know him. There's a lot of people that did that. So, yeah, man. So, do you see someone else though? Do you see another manager like taking over Robert's spot?
Not at the moment, but at the end of the season, there may be some openings and some, other coaches that may be available by then.
And he's not the only one in the hot seat. You're talking about Aaron Boone too.
Yeah.
Right? He's in the hot seat. He was in the hot seat last season, and he's still with the Yankees.
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
Right? So it's a lot of things at the end of the season. Why are we talking about the end of the season though? Like, what the hell? I feel like we talked about the end of the season.
We're just ready for baseball to start. I think it's just that we got that month left, and we're kind of already ready to go. And it's just like, damn, can it get going already? But hey, we got Ohtani Yamamoto going, like Ryan said earlier in the show. And it's gonna be exciting. I know it's maybe just a couple innings that they may play, but hey, it's enough sample size to see what you're gonna get for the whole full season.
That's true. And I haven't even posted this all show, so I'm gonna go ahead and post it. We still have a few spots left if you want to go ahead and join us on the fantasy baseball part of our show. Like we have 3 spots or 2 spots available. It's a 12-team thing. And if you do win, there's no fee, of course. There's no entry fee. If you do win, we're going to give you a custom Real Talk Baseball jersey. So we'll go ahead and send that out to you if you win, because it is going to be pretty tough. All the people that I've been talking to, they're really baseball experts. They know about baseball. And if you want to go ahead and join it, you can hit us up on Instagram, on our email, or even here. Send me the email. Why not? You can go to my Instagram. You can go to Ernie, whoever it is. You know who we are here at Real Talk Baseball. You can go ahead and send us that message, and we'll get you right in. but it'll be fun. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people wants to play us because we've won a couple of championships. We have the experts on the other show. On Thursdays we have our input as well. We just love baseball, so yeah, Ryan's ready. He's already
So
part of the league.
I know
So
we're ready to go. I got a couple other notable free agent signings that happened over the weekend.
go for it.
We had Gio Urshela that signed with the Tigers. Tim Anderson went ahead and signed with the Marlins over the weekend. And we had Garrett Cooper signing with the Cubs on a minor league deal. Yeah, he previously played with the Padres. And then we also lastly had, if I'm not mistaken, Brandon Crawford came out of retirement. And he will be signing with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, I did see that.
After his first 13 seasons with the Giants, looked like he wasn't going to come back. He's age 37 now. But, hey, the St. Louis Cardinals are getting all the veterans you could get out there. And they're bringing him back. Might as well bring Yachty back.
Yeah, he's gonna play alongside Arenado out there in shortstop. So he has a good glove, dude. And so the St. Louis Cardinals are another team that bring those the last. I guess what can you say? They get the last of you before you retire. They get they squeeze everything out of you, and they're like, oh, this is it, man. This is your career. But make sure you play here in St. Louis. And that's what they do. They get these older players and they perform out there. So
right, last season was pretty impressive.
Yeah. he was. He came to Dodger Stadium and he hit the the home run 700, but he did it. He did it with the St. Louis Cardinals.
MLB.
A lot of people missed it, huh?
I missed it for that reason. So I'm mad about it.
I think a lot of people were mad because of that, man. I hope that doesn't happen this year. I hope the blackouts, I think, is going to get resolved. But then you have all these other platforms that are going to be playing them. You have Peacock that's going to have some baseball games. Apple's
Sunday mornings. Sunday mornings. Friday nights is Apple TV. Sunday night has ESPN, right? And I think FS1 has Monday nights now and Thursday nights.
And Thursday nights. So yeah, these blackouts and it's gonna watch. This is what's gonna happen. They're gonna cut all those blackouts. You're gonna be able to see your games, but now you're gonna have to get these streaming services to watch baseball. That's the whole purpose why a lot of people went after and got Spectrum, because the Dodgers only played on the Spectrum, and then now you're getting Spectrum, but they're not giving you all the games. They're giving you only probably like 70 something games, and a little less maybe because Fox likes to put the Saturday games now. And now with Ohtani, of course they're going to want to put them, all the time.
So be in every platform now with Ohtani being there.
Yeah, and your favorite commissioner doesn't do anything about it. We got what? We got 5 more years with the guy.
5 more years, 2029. Can't come soon enough.
Hopefully he doesn't screw more things up, dude. If he does, then we're still going to be here watching baseball because we love the game. Last mentions, Ernie. We got 2 minutes before the show ends, but I want to thank everybody that's on here chatting it up, talking baseball, because this is what we wanted to do from the get-go. Get people involved with baseball, talking baseball with us and with anybody, basically. So I appreciate that. Go ahead, Ernie.
Sure, man. I want to thank everybody listening out there, wherever you're listening from. I'm sorry. I'm excited that you guys are watching us, and baseball's only growing. 2024 season's here to stay, and we're looking forward to talking baseball every Monday night. And if you check us out, we'll also be in Rival Fantasy. If you guys want to, challenge me in one of those games, go for it. I'm excited. I already hit a couple bingo cards this week, and I'm like, man, this is only the NBA. I think I'm ready to kill it in the MLB.
Yeah. All right, so let me put this out here. He's watching from DC. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you guys getting on here and conversating with us. I miss talking baseball with you, Angel. Dude, honestly, I haven't talked to you in a long time. I'm happy you're on here, dude. And everybody else as well, like Ryan, Alberto. We had a couple other people on here. I hope I didn't miss your name, but I know we saw it. We are on Spotify. We're on Apple. What is it? Apple
Podcast.
Apple Podcast. That's what it is. Apple Podcasts. We're
only growing.
Media. only growing a little bit. But yeah, guys, from all of us here, Real Talk Baseball and CarloBaseball. This is ErnieOrange, Real Talk Baseball, signing out.